Hello, hello, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in, scooch up a chair for Scry today. Let's see what the shapes and symbols have to say. Today we're going to be scrying Anthony's artwork, so thank you, Anthony, for submitting a portal for us to perceive and receive, and of course, your creation, which is always amazing to converse with consciousness. We'll also be adding on Tarot and Oracle. We don't have Ghost Tube today. Ghost Tube's recharging, plugged in, resting, so it's just us here today. Before we dive in and open and reveal, I would like to just say thank you for your time, attention, and awareness as your likes, shares, subscribes, and views, as your presence and perspective is powerful. So gratitude for you being you. When you're ready, officially open up. You can fast forward through if you're like, let's get on it. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone here at any time, into our creator, Anthony. May we all meet a message with meaning. All right, there we go. If you want to take that in for a moment, I'm getting the swooshies going, so I'm going to let that be, let that flow. The cards that came out in the pre-shuffle were past lives, the richness within, and the noble one. And you know as well, if you see, sense, or feel anything in not only the cards, but in the artistry, feel well to comment below as your insights do expand the whole experience. You can drop an emoji or give a girl a like, and Anthony's information's in the description box below. Oh, I'm getting really excited to look at this. All right, let me just bring it up so I can properly bring you with me when you're ready. Hopefully you can see me. All right, let's dive in. This feels like a rich city. I feel like I'm stepping into creator creation mode. I feel like there's a question, or maybe you know what? I want to actually apply a curiosity and an inquiry together, and I'm right here in like that, third eye space is the way I'm seeing it, and then there's a heart, and there's like a whole body here, but it's almost like the question inspired by a curiosity inspires the quest, perhaps to cure the initial curiosity or the question, or like there's all these things, right? And yet I also want to note the way I'm seeing that question mark. It's a mixture of an exclamation mark and the spiral of creation. Down here, there's an ear. Yeah, there's an ear. And it morphs into an elephant ear. I'm listening to the land when I plop in down here. This feels like land to me. Ley lines, rivers, but the land that creates the channels for the rivers, or them working together. But I don't see water in there yet. It's almost like they're being created. And then even like just when we were getting started, right, the flow, feeling the flow, it was like the earth or the land, whatever this element is for you, but I'm seeing it as earth. Maybe there's also like digging or construction going on amongst the element of earth that wants, is how I'm feeling here, wants to be worked with. There's I think sometimes an intuitive knowing or an intellectual knowing of when there's disturbance to work with me, create with me in this element. So it's like I'm listening. I have an ear to the ground, respectfully for permissions, but it's like asking and having that conversation with such. There's something about a hoop earring quite specifically, but it's not made of metal. Maybe it looks like rubber or something like that. Anyway, and I see the number 23, so 23 days, 23 hours, or if 2 + 3 = 5 means anything to anyone. I want to come back to that earth element for just a moment because my ear is to this ground. And you know what the funny thing is that I think I'm actually leaning down with my physical ear. But I also know that while I'm upright, standing, walking, talking on said quest, which is very rich, I can also hear or feel the past with the past lives card coming in. It's like I don't know if it's like a history herd, like a herding of history, or no, it's not actually personal. It's like a history herd. I can hear history in the bottoms of my feet. Nonetheless, sorry, as I'm walking upright, caring about my day, I know I'm still listening, as though my ear is to the ground, but through the bottoms of my feet. I hope that made sense. I feel like I went to a really weird place there, but I feel like it makes sense. What is this? Brussels sprouts, interestingly enough. Branches. What am I doing with this? Excuse me, what am I doing with this? Okay, I think I'm propagating different trees or plants, creating more of. You know when you like splice a plant or a tree, creating more of that. Blooms and blossoms, something about a bouquet as well. So this is really cool because over here, hopefully you can see it okay. I'm following this. This looks like a city. This looks like weather. This looks like underground, maybe under the city. Like I'm almost like in Dig Dug, and going back and forth, all these different, almost like tunnels. But I don't know that they're quite tunnels actually. It's almost like a whole city underground. Like if you were to follow an animal that burrows underground, but they create a whole system there. I'm also coming into the show Solar Opposites, an adult cartoon. And the kid aliens have like this wall of humans that have ticked them off and made them really small, but they end up creating their own ecosystem as well. And it's funny how like even in that construct, not saying it as a truth, but anyway, the way it's depicted, how we will, humans generally will recreate the same conditions over and over and over again to scale. Like the same problems or personalities existed when they were big to now they were tiny. Anyway, hope that made sense, but I'm pretty sure it did somewhere. I'm also noticing right here in the solar plexus space, one of those pinwheel things, but it's also a dandelion, if a dandelion means anything to anyone, which I think like they're really at like the dandelion tea, even actually mixed dandelion and chamomile together. That's exactly what I would like to say. Well, where are you taking me over here? Oh yeah, right here. You know, it's like I'm seeing code, almost like sacred geometry. There's a train over there. I see that train. There's also Hello Kitty. I'll come back in. Different spirals of creation. Like this is a typical spiral that would indicate creation, but this is also a spiral of creation. There's something about Zen here. Zen and the art of like motorcycle maintenance. I think that's coming in from Will and Grace. Was she dating like Woody Harrelson or something like that? Yeah, something along that lines. It feels when I'm following these veins through vastness, it's like seeing paper clips put together as well. And that could be a really curious way to say that, but that's exactly how I'm seeing it. All right. Yes, I think we're back here if I press the right button. I'm just going to grab a card while I'm shuffling away. Oh, see, now I'm hearing. Remember, like from before, I was talking about this ear, and it's elephant ear. And then it brought me up here. I'm seeing all these ears. But this is a different ear. This is a ear in a thought bubble, like if I was drawing a comic, like, a comic, ba-bam. And there's something there. There's also an eye, and it's reminding me of, again, more comic drawn. It's like Peanuts, Family Circus. There's an upside down duck. Love this upside down duck here. Pussy willows. There's a softness, and also peas and carrots. This train track thing is really, really curious, and I can see this person in here. Is he the conductor? He's the conductor, yes. Do you know what this train is, though? It's on water. Oh, that's really, really curious. And it's leading like to my shoulder, almost like to like my trapezoid area. And you might feel that you have a connection to something or someone that kind of wanders into that space. Oh, I see there's a big chair here, a throne. Look at all that food. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah. Have a seat. It's like taking a seat at, oh, that's okay. So hopefully you can see this, the noble one, taking a seat at the noble table. But what makes it noble? Who makes it noble? I feel like those are queries and questions that, if somebody invited you over in whatever regard, you can pick gods, deities, elements, energies, etc. And if they invited you to sit at their table, just like you would anyone, you'd be like, it's like RSVP, yay or nay. This is one you're invited to. You might actually even hold it. If you're here with me in the story, you might sit at the head of the table as well, because you know when you're invited to whoever these guests are, and they take their time and take their seat at their head of their table in their space and environment. And there's like a grand, like noble respect here about that. Everyone gets to sit at the head of their own table, but it's like put all those tables together at the same time. And it's a feast. It's a very noble feast. The card that came through is 29. Let's see. It's still funny when I know I can't see things. It's hilarious. If anything in the artistry, I want to know, can we just like look at the artistry of this card and the artist Anthony's art? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I will read it. 29. Nana Baluku. She rests to create. I think I might need my goggles. Oh, it's reminding me of this song. I can't remember who it's by. If I can remember, I will tag it below. It's in my playlist, like my personal playlist. I just don't know who it's by. She changes everything she touches. I'm not going to... It's about change. It's beautiful. I will remind myself to take it below. Your energy is a precious resource, and there are ways of being that can enhance, amplify, and replenish it. Conscious rest is a sacred subversion of the unnatural pace that constantly pushes towards depletion and exhaustion. Embracing deep rest restores your intimacy with the divine creative potency within. As you allow yourself space for tranquil repose, your clarity regenerates and you recognize the most effective and easeful path forward. So beautiful. Like sitting at this table, listening, all the ears listening to this. Surrender your striving and cultivate confidence in your magnetism for manifestation. The best and brightest outcome is available for you. Rest with enjoyment, and you shall arise inspired to lay claim to it, taking the seat at the table. And whoever me, of course, whoever me decides to interact with and invite, when you sit at the head of your table and they sit at the head of their table and you go over there and blah, 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 but really all at the same time, nobly, we all kind of get to sit here at the head of our table and rest. When some people like just energy is restful to be around, that doesn't mean it's not excitable that you have, but it's rejuvenating. And then you also have times when you just like, do you have a friend or a sister or a sibling where you can, go over or hang out and you just watch movies, you sleep, Yeah, you know what I mean? You just like, we're napping. We're napping and snacking today. And that's really restful and rejuvenating. This is what's creating through, thank you, through all of this, there's a nobleness and a richness, but it's through restoration almost. You know, it's interesting too, because plugging in Ghost Tube as well this morning, because my phone was depleted, or dying. Anyway, I don't know, that's just very interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that was really cool, kind of how that happened. All right, I'm gonna come back to it. Let's go in if we see anything else. That technology, lidar, yeah, where you can like see infrared to see if there's any caverns or whatnot under the earth. Something about a ranch. Okay, so, and I'll specifically say this because it's what it came through, and I'm a little bit shocked, but I don't need to worry about how or what it relates to in this moment. So the show Skinwalker Ranch. And I think if I wander that for a moment, they're trying to answer a question. It's like something quantumy, something, or quantify something. The mysteries of certain energies that are there that are alien or very, very ancient. But I want to also note, and just mindful, as I know in some traditions they won't speak of it, but I've already said the word. But maybe you're aware of skinwalkers, or have seen them, see them at work, seen them at play. Here's the thing though, I feel like they kind of just like walk past you if you do. Like they kind of pay no mind. And it's not in a disrespect way. It's almost like in that moment, there's some sort of a... It's not that they don't see you or feel you. I don't know, they just don't seem to be concerned. So, I'm going to leave it at that. There it is, there it is. Something about amoebas. Yeah, amoebas. Thought is coming through. We're using the Zumi deck from Opal Oracle. So I love that. Another creator, and I will tag Opal Oracle below as well. There's a compass there. So yeah, I feel all very mappy. Like there's mappage happening. Direction. Wind. Thoughts. Wind. I'm looking at the artwork back over there. And you also know when I'm seeing Lake Mead, I think from Arizona, we were there once, and you could see on the rock, and I'm sure it's also in the canyons and other places in the world, but that's just where it's drawing me to, because I can visually see, like from the rock or the cliff, different ages and how the rock and the water, the weather, the wind, whatever the case is, and they leave certain markings. It's like even if you're digging archaeologically speaking, different dirt, you can tell, or people can tell, trained people can tell, oh, this has been disturbed, this hasn't been disturbed, oh, this is another layer of this, so this is maybe from this time frame, that's from that time frame. Yeah, something about playing the game Twister as well. Attempt, if there's anything in the art that's stepping forward. Okay, so I want to note that in this card, there are elements. And when I was talking about Skinwalker Ranch, because it's like there's this added element, or existing element anyway. But our technology, apparently, whatnot, anyway, you get it. You get the gist. But notice how there's like a tracking device in this thumb here, or at least that's the way I'm seeing it. Could also be a birthmark or a marking. I think it has something to do with past lives. Now, when I say past lives specifically here, I feel like it's a paralleling life of this, of Anthony's art here that keeps you connected to this. Am I in the womb? And I'm like, I'm getting nutrients. Trying to measure something as well. What am I attempting to measure? It's like attempting to measure life, existence. That's a weird feeling. Also, maybe something about math, though. Coordinates, planning. And it could be in relation to this construction, not the disturbance of the earth, but in the co-creation of the earth element. Yeah, this is my key cards in her deck. Direction, emotion, suspicion, prudence. If any of these symbols, and it's almost like using symbols if you're making a treasure map or just simply a map, and you would use code of elements that are there. So if there's resources in this artistry, you might see certain codes or indicators or elements that let you know this is rich in this area. Now, it could be plants, where you've planted things. Am I looking at a garden map? Like if somebody was building a garden, like, or even a survey, anything along that lines. Oh, it's amazing. It's actually really, really amazing to see it. When I was working at the flower farm, and that's what they would have, this map of where they would move things, the different soils. You know, like if something was growing here for 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, they knew they would have to move something else in that area to help replenish the soil. And so they had like this moving system for different soils, and also conditions of, you know, if it was low or high, did it get too much water, not enough water, this, that, or the other. And who the message seems to be here is that there's progress, and there's a body in here. If you can see that, and it's the root systems. And coming back into the artistry, and I'm going to come into you for 1 second. It's like right in here, this progress of drawing it up from the bottoms of the feet. But it kind of comes out. Eyes at the side of your head. More hoop earrings, more hoop earrings. I don't know what these hoop earrings mean. They could be ancestral, and I'm just not fully aware. If hoop earrings means anything to anyone. And then we have here integrity coming through. So noble integrity, richness within, and almost like walking upon wherever you go, whatever you do, we're gonna go through it together. There's integrity, nobility, and that's not in a snooty two shoes way. That is literally, there is creative chaos here. It's almost like the light of, I don't know for you, like, but whatever you might immediately associate with like chaos magic, and it could be a little darker, it could be this, or this feels like colored chaos magic. And I say that because it's like light bright. And if I could invert this image so that where the canvas is white, it would be black, and everything else would shine through. It makes its way through regardless. The images, and it's not stuck in one realm or the other. I'm also seeing, as I'm just getting ready to close here, there's a bunch of like activity here, and they're coming in like, what? They're curious. They're like, what? There's talk, there's conversation, what's going on, and it's in relation to this specifically. Birthing something about intestines as well. And I want to note as well here, I was seeing specifically from the top down, like the best I can say is if I was watching the show Big Brother, and they might do like a camera angle when they might, you know, look at the camera angle down so you can see that it's a construct, that this building is open ceiling, but this is the container. And that's how I'm seeing it, which is really cool. It's a layout. It's a layout. Planning, development, construction, deconstruction. But it's not disturbances. There's something else. So I'm seeing an onion in there. It's not an onion. It's garlic. Garlic. Maybe also the health benefits of garlic. All right. I'm going to get ready to close out here. Anthony, thank you so much for stepping forward with your beautiful artwork. Like, this is so much fun. And I know normally we would flip it, we'll do it again and do it again. But we'll do it again. We'll do it again. I love this. Thank you. There's a thoughtfulness stepping forward as well. There's, and it's almost like with all of this integrity, richness, nobility, progress, resting as well, there could be like an air. But this is playful too. This is playful. I feel like I'm playing with progress. And in honor of what could be past lives. Not that I'm assuming responsibility for the herd, because I keep hearing history like a herd on the ground. I'm not assuming responsibility for it, but I'm definitely deciding to work with that energy in honor of. But I know there's a freedom for me to create and co-create with it. Yeah. Truth and new beginnings. Oh, it's really curious. Can I bring you down here? Doop. There we go. Where that mirror is kind of in the artwork. I wonder if that's what all that conversation was over here, taking a look. And this new beginning, seeing this landscape take shape, take form, even though it was already perfect in its state that the past had progressively brought forward for you. It was perfect. And it's almost like if there's a question of, am I disturbing it? No, it wants to be more of what it is. It is also curious. And whatever this element is for you in your job, personal, professional, corporate, creative, it also receives a new beginning, can breathe more air and be reflective of more what you're adding into, not only through the feet, but in the heartbeat. 2 feet in a heartbeat. 2 feet in a heartbeat. Too legit to quit. Animals on the bottom as well. And something about the number 6. I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. All the links are below in the description box. Anthony, thank you so much. Opal Oracle, thank you so much for the Zumi Oracle. And I will see you again soon. So much love. Bye.